actually running a Fable team this week in the
Ooh.
Battle Frontier.
Oh, in
It was
Battle Frontier.
inspired by yeah, it was inspired. Well, it's Open Great League, so
Yeah,
it's
okay.
inspired by the SS Thorn team,
Mm-hmm.
one of my locals, and but I swapped out Mandibuzz for Lickitung, so because I just felt like it was a little more neutral and gave me a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed with Lickitung, that like even a lot of the things that it loses on PV Poke, like it'll flip, like just by chipping your opponent and then switching the Lickitung in. It's so dumb.
I mean, some of them, yeah, like Mandibuzz, no, but
yeah. I mean, I've beaten, like, when I was running Lickitung in Open Great League in GBL, I was beating Mandibuzzes with it. Hey, Amber.
Well, actually, if they have Shadow Ball, it becomes like kind of awkward.
Yeah.
Especially if you did chip it, because then they're just able to hit you with aerial aces, which kind of suck, right? So.
Hey, the resub from Amber.
And I actually think Shadow Ball is an interesting move right now if you are running Mandibuzz, because you actually do beat Metacham. Whereas with Aerial Ace, like, you know, 2 Aerial Aces don't knock out a Metacham, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can never really snarl it down. So
having 2 Aerial Aces would do it with Air Slash, wouldn't it?
Who runs Air Slash?
I've seen plenty of Air Slash.
In play Pokemon, people are running Air Slash.
I don't know.
Because of mainly because of like Mandibuzz can beat Frostlass with Snarl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just better with Snarl. Also, but Shadow Ball like really helps you beat Metacham. Also, you don't technically get walled by Carbink. Like maybe there's a scenario where you can take out a Carbink with like a couple Shadow Balls if you have some energy banked. I don't know, right? Yeah. It's like it's a little less RPS sort of, right? So I think it's something to consider if you are curious in running Mandibuzz.
Yeah, I think I tend to avoid Mandibuzz because it's on my boring list. I mean,
yeah, there's a guy with Umbreon on his team.
Yeah, that was yeah. I was gonna say, like, I don't know why Mandibuzz I find boring, but Umbreon I don't. Maybe it's just because Umbreon's cute.
Sure.
And you know, cuteness gets wins.
Yeah. I think the team that I ran at Toronto was actually still fine. It just became the only core that like really was annoying, which was actually the 2 teams I lost to were the exact same. It was J-Jan who ended up winning the tournament, and like I had a very, if you look at his day 1, like he basically 2-0'd everybody, and I won game 1 against him actually, and it was like super. Game 3 he completely RPS'd me, but game 2 was like super tight. Yeah, and we're not talking about this cup yet, but and then immediately after,
I should give the disclaimer. Sorry, for those who are watching the VOD, we do usually talk for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes before getting into the good stuff. So if you don't want to listen to Lyle's war stories, then skip ahead.
Yeah, so immediately after losing to J-Jan, I battled yo, what's up, SS Thorn? I went to the losers bracket. My first opponent was Wadaj. So
yeah, there you go.
I got fucked basically. I just needed one more win to get points, and I got kind of screwed. And I also went 1-2 versus Wadaj, also winning the first game. And him and J-Jan were running the exact same team, which is Wadaj's team originally that Elite took and ran and won Sacramento with. And basically like Frost, I just was like, I ended up being like either too weak to Frostlass or too weak to Superior with the lines I wanted to run.
Yeah, right.
And like I just like made bad like judgment calls on what I thought my opponent was trying to do, right? So like both J-Jan and Wadaj, like in the final 2 games or whatever, I just like left myself way too weak to Frostlass, which ended up costing. Well, in the second game, 2 week to frost last. So, but yeah, it's okay.
It's easy to do that. Like
the thing is because
down. Yeah, go on.
Like some dragons, like Dragonair, can actually beat Frostlass.
Yeah.
It's in the 1 and 2 shield, but
in the
but
ones,
Guzzlord,
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know Dragonair wins in the ones.
Yeah, because you win CMP.
No.
And you get to you pace at the same time basically. So as long as you don't throw an alignment or something as the Dragonair, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Guzzlord actually cannot farm down Frostlass in the 2 shield. So whereas like a lot of the other dragons can. So like it was like super awkward. I didn't know that really that well. I guess I didn't know some of the matchups that well. So like I was like pretty weak to Frostlass in some of my games, I guess. So because like I kept thinking like I have to bring the lantern for the Frostlass, right?
Yeah.
But then it just became like guessing where the superior was. I ran the same team. Yeah, I ran the same team that I ran at the challenge, Thorn. So
I asked this question in Pallet Town a few days ago. I'm keen to hear your take. Why is there such a swell for Guzzlord over Umbreon at the moment?
Because Guzzlord beats like Umbreon.
Is that it? Like, is that the reason?
It's like fills an Umbreon roll. Yeah, I did. I also saw that you built a new Metacham. That's probably a smart idea. I think that probably helped you a little bit. Yeah,
yep, superior.
What was? Oh yeah, so Guzzlord is like I think Dragon's is pretty good typing right now, and like so whereas Umbreon like is sort of neutral against things like Mandibuzz and Lantern and stuff like that. Like Guzzlord just has like kind of dominating matchups there. Like so you like beat like Licky, Lantern, Serp, which is like or like Umbreon, which is those are common cores people run in their teams, right? And then as well as like Bandabuzz and things like that. So I mean, you also have play against Frostlass. If you safe switch the Guzzlord and they bring in the Frostlass, you can flip that. You just need like one Dragon Tail lead. So it's like actually pretty solid. Just basically loses to Metacham, and like you even have win conditions against like Shadow Claw, Sandslash as well with Guzzlord.
Yeah, okay.
As a Dragon type, so which is kind of cool because you have that Crunch.
Crunch is the second move. Good.
I ran Crunch, like literally one of the battles was JJN. Like I literally was like, I'm fucked here. Like I'm gonna go for the Crunch debuff and hope that if I get it, I can 2 shield. Like I can win the 2-1s, right? And like I got the Crunch debuff, and he lived with like 1 HP. It was so sad, man. It was so sad. Like I think I could have won that game possibly. Actually, no, I think I would have lost that game because he had Superior in the back.
Right.
Like yeah. But I think it's interesting. Thorn ran the Dragonair, which is better into like things like Frostlass and whatnot, and also like Metacham. It's better into Metacham obviously than Guzzlord, but it's worse into things like obviously like Umbreon, Lickitung. You need the tank, right?
Yeah.
It's like worse into, but it's better in the Frostlass. So I think both are good. Thorn wasn't here earlier, but I am running a team based on his team in Battle Frontier this week. But as I said, I did swap out the Mandibuzz for the Lickitung. Just you somehow lose against Serp? Okay, well, I mean, possibly.
So
yeah.
Which one was that?
I think it was
Zeros?
Maybe Dragonair.
Oh right, yeah. Wow, that's bonkers.
Because Serp is just like super tanky, right? Like
yeah.
I mean, you would probably lose to a couple things in the zeros is with because it's so bulky, right?
Yeah.
And like Dragonair is not like that's another thing. Guzzlord is a little bulkier. But I think overall both are. I think the Dragon is good though right now in the meta, but not if people are start running double ice.
And the rise of Carbink as well.
Yeah, like I faced a team. I did a challenge on the Sunday, and I faced the same team twice. It was Wadaj, Pocket, and Frank were running the same team, and it was the double ice with Carbink. And I had a Dragonair on my team, and it was like, well, I ain't using this thing.
Carbink double ice. That's like, disgusting.
Yeah, Carbink double ice. And literally someone in that tournament, the challenge, had a Shadow Sizer on their team and like absolutely destroyed them.
Amber says my Serpent's for Ultra League. What's it got to be for Ultra League? Because it doesn't have to be a hundo, does it?
It's not quite a hundo. Like you can get a pretty good one from research IVs. So like I think like a 10, 15, 15 is like a really good spread for like an Ultra League Serp. I mean, I'm sure a hundo would work. It just wouldn't be quite powered up all the way. Mm-hmm. But I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. So.
All right. So Tim.
I'll be right back. Just 1 second.
Oh, false start. I was just about to like segue into the talk proper, and then Lara was like,
Or do we have to for my lunch? Whatever.
I don't know about the matchups for Superior and Ultra League, like how it does against other, like, compared with other grasses.
Ready to go. Sorry, I'm just still hungry.
You still eating?
Have like a fish.
You're eating fish?
Yeah.
Don't do that. I've eaten breakfast on like while streaming before. I get it. You can take bites between analyses.
I don't care that much. I've eaten chips while streaming. That one you shouldn't do.
Well, you don't like that sound.
The crunchiness.
All right, so to segue into the discussion, Tim asks if his 1473 CP Luxray with Hidden Power Ground has use.
I would say yes.
Probably. What I would want to do is matrix that. So, Tim, what are the exact IVs?
I wouldn't even matrix it. Is it a shadow?
It's
like
shiny,
literally,
which is even better.
These things, so it's not a shadow. These things are really hard to find. Honestly, I wouldn't even give a crap about the IVs. If you had one with a ground hidden power, like I would just use. If you really want to use it, I would just use whatever one you get because like the chance of you finding one with ground hidden power with good IVs are like probably pretty low.
Well, I know that again on the podcast, I was looking at this with DeFi, and one thing we looked at was that in that matchup against Lantern, you survived that with 1 HP. Or 2 HP or something like that. So, I mean, I could already tell you that that's a situation.
Is it the shadow or the regular?
That is against the shadow, I believe we said. But
yeah, but it's also like that's also like strictly in the one-on-one matchup, like full health starting from 0, right? Like, so like I would say it's gonna be definitely fluidity.
There will. I'm just interested in like how many of those matchups it would affect having lower IVs.
Okay, so Berto asking a question. You cannot change hidden powers on your Pokemon. So once you evolve it to a Luxray, whatever hidden power it has, that's the hidden power for that Luxray. You have to try to evolve another one or get someone to trade you one that already has ground as its hidden power. So
are you reading chat off of my screen share?
Yeah.
Right.
Is that an old question?
No. The chatter's name's Freya Amber.
I can barely read it, dude.
From Roberto.
I can barely read it. It's like fuzzy, but I did see the question. Yeah, so you can't TM, unfortunately. And also when you evolve, they don't keep the hidden power. So even if it has like hidden power as like a Luxio hidden power, I don't know if Luxio even has hidden power, but when you evolve it, it's not going to be the same hidden power. So keep that in mind as well.
I never even thought of that, actually. Here we go. Let's try this with 7 attack.
So there was just a quick aside. There's those like random Twitter posts or whatever, and someone said, without Googling, can you name one famous Canadian? And then Elite posted my picture, and he said bald and famous. And apparently people thought that was funny. So
yeah, it's pretty funny.
Hi, what's up before Dawn?
Hey,
Hope you're having a great night. I'll be doing Great League as well. Freya, what is it? Frey Amberto?
Frey Amber, and then 70. You're reading.
Oh, Frey 70. Amber 70. Oh, I thought that was a T. Oh, that's my bad.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see how you saw that.
I'll be playing Great League. I'll probably try out my Diggersby team and see how it goes. DeFi's been waiting 3 weeks to try to hit Legend, so let's see if she can do it. I'm sure she told you about it. So
yeah, that was discussed on the podcast as well.
She had a very good success with that team last time it was around. So
okay, so after all that, in the zeros you do lose Lantern. But that's it. In the ones, you are losing Ampharos and Emolga, 2 Pokemon that I don't think will be particularly. Oh, Ampharos has Trailblaze now, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean that will definitely help, I guess, with Lantern. But I just feel like the Hisuian Electrode is just like better.
Yeah.
If you want to counter
Glacier though, like maybe.
Is it?
Electrode.
I don't think it's Glacier.
Oh, surely Electrode's Glacier than.
Look at the stat product. Electrode's bulkier.
Get out of here. GTFO.
Well, this is a regular Electrode.
18,
oh yeah, a little bit bulkier. 1755 versus 1813. It's not by much, but
wow.
I mean, the stat products are all around 1800s.
That's nuts.
Your bulkiest Pokemon are like Minun and Lantern and Pachirisu.
Yeah, I knew that Ampharos wasn't bulky. I just thought Hisuian Electrode was like so glassy. Like so glassy.
Hisuian Electrode's not that glassy.
Yeah, and now I'm learning that.
It's actually really good in this cup. I think it's one of the better Pokemon other than Lantern.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's basically so the basic bare bones summary of this cup is Hisuian Electrode best. Don't let it get locked in against a Galvantula, and don't let the Galvantula get locked in against the Gravelers and Golems of the world. Like that's pretty much it, right? And then like Lantern, good for everything else.
Yeah, Lantern's like even in bad matchups, it has like win cons and shit in this cup. Like it's kind of stupid. Like, the Hisuian Electrode matchup is, like, way closer than it should be.
Magnezone, actually. So, Shadow Magnezone looks like is a big loss for it.
For what? Hisuian Electrode?
For Lantern.
Yeah, it's in the one shield. It's actually a little bit bait dependent, I think. You can actually win the zeros, but they have you baiting a mirror shot. I mean, you probably don't have to, but... Because if you bait a mirror shot...
Would you?
If you bait a mirror shot, it's like it's 5 to mirror shot plus wild charge, right?
Yeah.
So
wait, and we're running ball switch now, not spark.
Yeah, we're running. That's why I'm saying 5 volt switches.
Right. To both of those moves back to back.
Both.
Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, you still win the one straight wild charge, but like. If they decide to shield, then they're just gonna like water gun you down, right?
Yeah.
So if they want to double shield, Because like a wild charge does a lot. It does 62%. Each volt switch doing 15. Mana Duo is running Minen. I mean, Mining's interesting. It's like it doesn't hit very hard. It does have a nice moveset.
Number 2 in the meta.
Yeah, it's okay. It's decent. Like
again, it's that Galvantula you got to worry about. Like it says it loses to LoL and Graveler.
So also like I'm just gonna like say this once and hopefully people realize it. Just because it has Swift does not mean you want to use Swift. Literally, I'm pretty sure like Discharge and Grass Knot Resisted have like a better DPE than Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's pull up the Galvantula matchup. Discharge is 0.88. Grass Knot's 0.92. And we'll put Swift, it's 0.89. So it's literally 55 energy for a neutral charge move that does 0.01 more damage per energy than Discharge, which is resisted.
Is it actually literally the worst DPE move in the game? That's funny.
One of them. It's really bad. Don't run Swift, even though it's neutral in this cup. It's literally like a waste of it's a waste of your energy. All those other ones do things though, right?
Yeah. So of course frustration would be the worst.
Mega Drain looks horrible.
Mega
Jesus
Drain,
Christ.
yeah, I know. Like that's got to be changed on release, right?
Eventually, I guess Giga Drain. Maybe they're gonna have some sort of like effect.
Yeah,
Restore all your Pokemon to full health.
Oh. Well, in the main series, you gain half of the health that you take from the opponent. So maybe in practice that will be balanced because like you're not actually doing that much damage, but putting that much health back on you. But then if you can only have 2 moves, then it might not be worth it. You know, having a 55 energy. Yeah, that's a 55 energy move. Like that.
I don't know.
That only does 25 damage.
So Lantern is like really good. I would definitely recommend using Lantern. It's going to be on pretty much every team. So if you do want to run like Minen and I mean anything that has a positive matchup, like you see here, Magnezone, Galv, Luxray, Minen is closer than you would think. The Graveler, again, this is showing with Volt Switch. I think Lantern will win this with Rock Blast or Rock Throw. Yeah, Lantern does really well there with Rock Throw, so keep that in mind. If you are running Rock Throw, you do not beat Lantern anymore.
Just looking at the Ampharos matchup, Shadow Ampharos in particular, it's down at number 10.
I mean, Brutal Swing is nice because at least you're like. I think Ampharos would be so much better if it had anything other than Volt Switch.
Yeah,
because like
agreed.
The thing about Volt Switch is like pretty much everything resists it, right? That's why like if you look at the top of the list, you have like Water Gun, Quick Attack, Hidden Power, Fury Cutter, and then as you start going down, you start seeing like electric fast moves, right?
And also another problem is with like Flame Charge Brave Bird works on Talonflame. I think mainly because the nuke move is higher energy than the boosting move. Whereas with this one, how often are you going to use Trailblaze to try and boost the damage of your Brutal Swing? Like it takes so much longer to get there. You're probably better off just throwing back-to-back Brutal Swings at regular and
well, you would Trailblaze anything that's super effective, right?
Yeah. But I'm saying
I've actually been using Trailblaze on my Shadow Sizer.
Same.
In Halloween Cup.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. Carbink is not available, Smiley. Thank God.
Not even Volt Switch Carbink.
Yeah, Volt Switch Carbink. Yeah. Dude, Carbink would actually destroy this meta. Lantern would be even better. I guess you have Hidden Power Ground Luxray, but Magnezone would clap it too. So I mean, there would be some checks. Yeah, I think Ampharos is interesting, but I just feel like the other electric types are just better. But I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, well, I think like I want to try and think outside the box here because obviously, like we've established, there's
I think
1,
this
2,
cup
3,
is
4,
like
5,
a
6
very
Pokemon.
small box, so you know, like
7.
Like you have a grass move, and you have brutal swing. So like, why not just run Galvantula? It has Fury Cutter as a fast move, so you can actually like do some decent damage, sort of, and like you also have a much better matchup with like Hisuian Electrode as well, which like so Galv kind of core breaks Lantern, Hisuian Electrode, which is why it's really good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I even know some people do run Cross Poison because it's lower energy than Lunge, and it will help you in the. It also is super effective.
You'd still beat the Electrode, wouldn't you?
Pardon?
Yeah, you'd still beat the Electrode.
Yeah, you still beat Electrode. Yeah. It's like a lower energy move. You definitely want Energy Ball. I mean, you don't need Energy Ball. Maybe you could run Lunge.
Surely you wouldn't beat Lantern without Energy Ball.
Still in the zeros. That's it.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, the water guns are just doing a lot. Even after one lunge, the water guns are still doing 3 damage, which is kind of unfortunate.
If you're energy balling a rock type, you're probably losing the matchup anyway. I mean, you might have to elaborate on that. I would go straight for the energy ball if I was.
Yeah, shouldn't you energy ball the rock type?
Maybe he's saying like, well, even if you do try and throw an energy ball, if they've got a shield, you're still not going to win that. Especially if it's rock throw, particularly if it's rock throw.
Yeah, so like that. This is where the whole cycle of the meta comes. It's like you have Galv that looks like it is pretty good into like a lot of these other electric types. The Electrode, the Lantern, even Mine-In and stuff like that, right? Because you do resist a lot of their moves. Even though Lantern's playable in the Galv because it has that fast move damage. And then you have like the thing that RPS Galvantula, which is like the rock throwers, Graveler. So if you do at rock throw.
Does anything else counter Galv?
I think the Shadow Luxray is pretty decent in the Galv too.
Okay. What about Rollout from Tim?
Rollout what?
Graveler? Just as a move, like, can we...
Golem is the only one that knows Rollout, right?
Or is there anything else, like, not Graveler related that knows Rollout? Hidden Power Fire, Luxray?
Oh, you can see, this is all the things that know Rock. So, Ampharos knows Power Gem.
Power Gem.
Luxray has the Hidden Powers. Fluffy probably knows Power Gem, too. Yep.
Yeah, so not nothing really knows Rollout. We got Ancient Powers.
Well, you have Graveler. That's it. Or Golem, sorry. Golem has Rollout, but like I think for this cup you just kind of want like heavy fast move damage, you know? So it has 7 wins, 5 losses versus the top meta. This is with Rock Throw.
Amber just says, I hate lunch. What are the charge moves?
Rollout is a little better.
Oh, Flappy. What's Flappy's charge moves?
It has Discharge, Trailblaze, I think. Yeah, but it has Tackle. I mean, it's not the worst. It's
Electrode level bulk.
Yeah, I wouldn't build it.
I mean, you're losing to the big 3, Lantern, Galvantula, and Alolan Graveler.
Like, its key wins are like Zapdos, Emolga, Chinchou. Like, these are like all the shittiest Pokemon in the cup, right? I mean, so looking at the Sims, it does look like Rollout isn't the worst, actually. does pick up a couple extra wins. Like you're beating the rock throwers now.
You just lose to like everyone good.
I think you could try rollout if you really wanted to. Rock throw is like a little degen.
Yeah, I don't mind that actually.
You pick up Ampharos with rollout and Hisuian Electrode, and the matchup with Minun is like much closer. So, but rollout, it could be also a little bit like Hisuian Electrode's closer, I should say. This could be also a little bait dependent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So baiting off still looks decent actually for it. Let's check the shadow. Shadow looks like it performs worse.
Would you just run Hydro Pump instead of Thunderbolt as your second move on Lantern?
Shadow looks pretty friggin' good if you're baiting. 10 and 3 versus the core meta. You're losing to, and only a 430 battle rating versus Lantern in the ones. That's not the worst.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You get destroyed by hitting ground by Luxray, but like you have like look at you're beating Hisuian Electrode. This is with a bait, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, you bait the Rock Blast. Stone Edge is 80%. Holy shit, dude. I mean, if you want to try something spicy,
yeah, of course.
If you want to try something spicy, you could definitely try the Shadow Golem with rollout, which you might have to elite TM, since I don't have one that has rollout. I don't think. Let's see. So we need here Shadow and Geodude. I didn't TM as many things as I wanted to during the last event because I didn't have enough TMs. So, but I have like a rank 138 Shadow Golem for Great League that I did TM. So I mean,
bad. Shadow
maybe
Golem, right?
Yeah, maybe I'll evolve that and like, maybe I'll evolve that like closer to the fall or whatever.
one TM, jeez. I think I'm at 16 TMs. So living the dream, living the high life.
I'm up big on TMs right now. I have 5. I definitely did not elite TM Mirror Shot on a fortress the other day.
You hang on. Slow down.
Huh?
Say that again.
I said I definitely did not elite TM Mirror Shot on a fortress the other day.
Onto a fortress.
Yeah.
Lyle.
I really wanted to use it. And I didn't feel like paying Niantic $1.50 or whatever, $2, whatever it is, to do some shitty 3-star remote raid so that I could maybe get Mirror Shot on my fortress.
Okay. Enough said.
Yeah, like what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do a raid and then I'm gonna get Heavy Slam, and then I'm gonna do another raid and I'm gonna get a TM and I'm gonna get friggin' like I don't know some bug type move, whatever it has. Like the thing has too many charge moves, and I wasted I didn't waste, but I had over 100 Pokemon saved to TM for the frustration event, but I only TM'd like 20 of them. I TM'd like the most relevant ones that I thought I needed, because do some roots. Okay, Sniper Mike. I will do a root and I will get 1 TM. And then I will try to TM my and then I will do a couple raids. And maybe I'll get like 4 TMs in a day. And then I'm gonna try to TM a stupid Galissapod, and I'm gonna use 4 TMs, and I'm not gonna get the move I want anyway.
Right, you set Lyle
so
off. Way to go, Sniper Mike.
It's just bullshit.
Magnezone does beat Hisuian Electrode in all the 2-shield situations, but that would have to be with baits.
Like I said, I had close to 30 TMs like a week ago, but then we had the Rocket event, and I had like over 100 Pokemon saved. And we also had a regional coming up. Oh, heaven forbid I want to run like a Charmaine. No. Then I would have to TM my Pokemon, right?
Wow, that's weird. So with baiting off, Magnezone's now winning the 1s, but losing the 2s.
Well, there you go. Magnezone, I don't think I would use Magnezone in this cup, but if there's a lot of rock throwers, it's nice to have the steel subtyping, right?
I feel like it's okay. It also beats the Galvantula Lantern core.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a Baitiemon with the Mirror Shot Wild Charge situation, but I think it's definitely good. You do have the chance to get the attack fall as well, right, with the Mirror Shot. So,
to answer SS Thorn, they can give elite TMs. I have gotten an elite TM from a root before, but I think it's pretty rare.
I wonder, where's a regular Magnezone? Is it way lower? 18.
So, Thorn, can you give me a case for Magneton over Magnezone? Or Magnemite? You could go.
Wait, can you not get a purified Magnezone for Great League? Is it too high of a level or something? Oh, it's level 17. Oh, yeah, you might not be able to get it.
Unless bait dependent. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So if we turn,
okay, you can't get it.
If we turn baiting off in Team Builder here, I imagine that we wouldn't beat Lantern anymore.
Yeah, I think Wild Charge is the big benefit, right? Because you have that big nuke damage.
It is better than Mirror Shot, but not when everything is electric.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is everything basically resists Magnet. Magneton would maybe be better against the rock types, but
maybe. But I mean, yeah. Well,
even then, it's only neutral, right?
Yeah,
it's only neutral. The Magnet Bomb. Yeah, Magnezone's probably just better. Which I probably wouldn't even run the Magnezone. If I was building a team, I would probably just put Galv Lantern on my team, and then try maybe a Hidden Power Lux, right? And then call it a day, and there's my team. Zap Cannon, okay. How many volt switches it to a Zap Cannon?
5.
Is it? Oh my god, yeah. That's a lot. That is a lot of volt switches.
We don't think so, Tim. Just because, well, I mean, let's take a look at some of its matchups, because it's got no coverage moves, so it's all electric charge moves, and it does have Water Gun, but then so does Lantern. So I guess you could do Lantern things without. But while still resisting electric, but everything's got anything that's good has some non-electric move anyway.
As a closer, the Zap Cannon guy looks pretty good. It only has 1 loss.
Okay.
In the 1-0s, that is. But also Magnezone looks pretty similar. Only difference is you lose to Hisuian Electrode in the 1-0s, whereas Magneton would be able to win that.
So yeah, even with comparing Zone to Ton, even with baiting off, you're still dropping all these things and not gaining anything as the Magneton.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Charjabug is banned. It's very strange. It would be a nice check to Lantern, and I don't think it would be that overpowered, but apparently Niantic thinks so. As for Bellabolt, I think it's just Water Gun according to Fish. So, which, if it had another charge move other than electric types, is it even on the ranking? No. If it had another charge move, I heard like it was just discharge all sorts of like electric charge moves, right? So maybe if it had anything else other than that, like, you know, it would be okay.
So discharge,
or like even like acid spray, even like acid spray or something could potentially make it like viable, but it just doesn't have really anything else.
It doesn't look horrible against the meta.
Yeah, it doesn't look horrible, but you know, maybe it's okay, sort of.
It wouldn't be weak to the Energy Ball from Electrode. Like, that's a pretty close matchup against Hisuian Electrode. Charjabug level bulk, right? Nah, not that bulky. I think isn't Charjabug just above 2,000? No.
I don't know what's.
No, you're right. Yeah. Charjabug level bulk, 1974.
How do you spell this Pokemon's name?
Versus 1971. So yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same. Man, I thought Charjabug was bulkier than that.
Charjabug is medium bulk. Looks like the Bellybolt has a lot more stamina than Charjabug, which I'm not sure what that helps with, but there are certain things that having extra HP helps with. I think it's when you're like resisting one-turn fast moves or something.
I could see maybe like a Lantern Bellybolt backline.
They also give a Parabolic Charge, which is also a pretty bad charge move.
So maybe like Galvantula, Lantern, Bellybolt.
Yeah, I think Bellybolt could be like a fun pick if you just want to like, if you don't care about like climbing too much. I mean, you Water Gun is like neutral on a lot of things, and
look,
you're going to be zap cannoning things. So
people can confirm or deny, but I would say if anyone's taking the time to watch this, then it means they want to try and make sense of this meta for climbing.
Oh really?
Chat, you'll have to confirm. Yeah.
I will recommend it to Axon on his next stream to run Bellybolt if he wants to. Well, no, he'll be running Open Great League now, so.
Lantern Martin backline seems really good.
Yeah, like I don't know, like there's not really too much else that we didn't even talk about yet. Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
I wish Minun had a better second move.
Like, I think Palmot could potentially be interesting if it was anything other than Spark. Because, like, you don't need that extra damage now, right? And you do have close combat, which is, like, good neutral damage in this cup, right?
It would be, yeah.
Like, if it had, like, Thundershock or something, I think it would be way better, but... or Water Gun. They could give it Water Gun, right? Yeah, like, it's 4-9 versus top meta. Like, what happens if it had Thundershock? Would that help it? Not Thunder Fang. Yeah, it actually has a winning record with Thundershock.
Wow.
So
it's got low kick. Everyone.
Let's see, Water Gun. Water Gun is busted, right? No, Water Gun's worse, actually.
Double kick would be amazing for it, yeah.
How about counter? How does counter make it look in this meta? Yo, there we go.
Only the finest content here.
Yeah, we just give everything counter, and then we watch it. Watch the world shoot burn. Up. I have nothing for this cup, and not the dust. I mean, then you should just play Open Great League. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not playing this stupid cup. No offense to the people watching that want to play it, but like, I just like I'm definitely not playing this cup. I'm going to be playing Open Great League. And because, again, like, I've already spent resources on Open Great League. Like, even though I have some of these Pokemon, I just don't want to, like, play. I don't want to play this cup, really. Like, and the thing is, we have this for 2 weeks, which is actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
2 weeks of this? We just spent less than an hour talking about it. We've already went over the whole meta, like, 3 times.
Okay, here's what I want to look at. Like, things like... what do you need to do to overcome some of those dumb RPS matchups? So, like, if you... here's the reason I struggled so much. Where, like, I dropped so many hundreds of points in the, like, 2-3 days that I played Electric Cup, was that, like, I didn't know how to... Like, say, for example, I had my Galvantula against the Lantern. That is going to be a winning matchup. But then the... Graveler would come back in, farm it down, and then, you know, have enough energy to overcome my Lantern in the back or whatever. So I want to take a look at some of these things, like, what do you need to do to, say, like, how much extra energy do you need to farm against a Lantern to be able to, like, fire off back-to-back energy balls against the Graveler or something like that?
I just say figure that shit out yourself. Like, that's like a trial and error thing. Like, you just know, it's like kind of in the moment, right? Like, it's all in flux. Well, let's see. How much energy is Energy Ball? It's 50 energy?
55.
Is it 55? Holy shit, dude. That's a lot of energy.
It is a lot of energy. So in the one shield, you're not going to come out with enough to get off another energy ball against the Graveler. A worse Psychic Cup. I mean, Psychic Cup was actually, I think, not bad.
Psychic Cup is like a decent meta. It's at least like you can play out of bad matchups and stuff. And I'm trying to think. I don't even know. I don't know if Fury Cutter counts that well because, like, only very few Pokemon use Fury Cutter, and it's the only one-turn fast move that paces at that rate, right? So
yeah,
like, I know that Night Slash, like, 35 energy moves are like 4.5 or like 9 Fury Cutters, right?
Yep.
Because it's like 9 Fury Cutters, and like a Hydro Cannon is like 10 Fury Cutters or something like that, right?
Yep.
So Hydro Cannon is what, 40 energy or 45?
40.
So Lunge is 45, so that means it's what, like 12, 11 or something is the pacing?
Yep.
Fury Cutters to
exactly.
Lunge?
12, 11 or 12, 11?
It's probably 12, 11. And then, so then you would need an extra 10 energy to get the Energy Ball. So that would put you at 9, 3, 6, 9. So you would need 4, probably 3 more. So it's 16 Fury Cutters to an Energy Ball.
Are you working out to be able to get to that extra Energy Ball against the Graveler? Or
I'm just thinking in my head. I'm trying to figure out how many Fury Cutters. Yeah, it's probably 16 Fury Cutters, right? To an Energy Ball.
I think 14.
Okay, you're right. 14. 2 more. So, yeah, it's actually 12, 11, 11, 11 to Lunge Discharge. 14, 14, 14, 13 to Energy Ball. and cross poison is 9. It's 9998. So that's the same as like Night Slash on like a Pawnyard if you're talking about the Halloween Cup.
Makes sense.
We're just going over the Electric Cup meta there, Slim Sadie. I think we're like getting close to finish, but
oh yeah, we were close to finish like half an hour ago.
Fish is trying to determine how much extra energy he needs to not get RPS or something. I don't quite understand it, but
yes, you do. You just don't want to play.
I'd say it's entirely situational.
Well, of course.
Like, how can you just like generically say you should overfarm this much? I mean, like we've already determined that. So you pace at the same time. You pace slightly quicker to an energy ball than Lantern does to a Surf, right? Well, it's actually the same pacing.
Sorry, I was reading chat. I missed what you said. Say again.
I'm just saying you pace almost the same time. Water gun to Surf, energy ball on Galv.
Sure.
They actually pace slightly quicker on the second couple. So, like, if you're counter swapping with a Galv into a Lantern, they're always going to be ahead of you. So if you go straight energy ball and they double shield, they'll probably be able to flip that. So you probably have to bait.
You would have to go regular Galv, right? Like, I don't think you're gaining anything from the Shadow attack boost.
I don't know. Like, you could try both, I guess, if you want to get spicy. I feel like an energy ball would actually one-shot though as a Shadow, right?
So the regular, it does 64%. The Shadow does 76%. So it's not that much different. You still need 2 moves.
Apparently the Shadow is better against Minen. Is this not Hisuian Electrode? Why would they not show Hisuian Electrode? Very strange. I don't know. I think it's just whatever I would say just run whatever makes you happy. If you like running Shadow Pokemon, then test out the Shadow.
So what about Kanto Electrode? Hyper Beam shit?
It has Hyper Beam. It has Discharge.
It's 11 on the meta, on the rankings.
The moves aren't horrible. Again, like these Pokemon would all be like way better if they didn't have Volt Switch, right?
Yeah. I think
like it's a 488 ranking,
in general
right?
Need to have better coverage.
Like, let's say you give it Fury Cutter, just like Galv has, right? It's slightly better ranked, not a lot, but maybe Stab Fury Cutter, isn't it? It does have Tackle, which is apparently Legacy, which actually puts it at a 514 battle rating.
Yeah, but then try getting to a Hyper Beam with Tackle.
You can get there.
Yeah, in the next battle.
Maybe you would want Discharge then if you have. Maybe you want Discharge for like neutral matchup, neutral damage against like Lantern. I don't know actually. What's better, Foul Play or Discharge?
I would imagine Discharge.
Yeah, Discharge is better. So. That matchup is not good with Tackle.
So, like, the one thing that is different between this iteration of Electric Cup and last is that addition of Volt Switch on Magnezone. I do think it makes it, like, significantly more viable.
Yeah, for sure. There's that. There's... Is there any other difference? I mean, they nerfed Spark, but you're not going to be. You were never running Spark on Lantern in this cup, anyways. Trailblaze on Ampharos is the other
Yep.
change. Palmot added to the meta. People might get spicy and run Palmot, like,
Yeah.
but as you can see, the scores, like I know you're saying it's rank 11, but like the battle rating's 84, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's
Like,
still
you
above
drop-
that line we talk about.
I mean, yeah, but you're at 11. Like you drop below 80 at number 90 at number 4. Like, it's insane.
That's a really good point, SS Dawn. Okay, so let's see what you are losing if you do put Spark on it. Where's my Matrix battle? Let's just...
Spark on what?
On Lantern.
The Lantern?
Because, like, one of the best, as SS Dawn points out, one of the best water gun lantern counters is Spark Lantern.
Oh, right, yeah. So people will actually be running, some people will run Spark just to RPS other lanterns, right? Makes sense.
Spark.
I mean, personally, I ran a lot of water gun lantern and like to play Pokemon, so I don't even mind lantern.
Wow. So it's saying here you need Spark to beat Minun? In the ones? That's weird.
Probably just because like the water guns plus Surf don't kill, and like with Spark you can get to like 3 Surfs or something.
So what do you reckon about that? In the one shields, you're gaining Water Gun, Lantern, and Minun, and you're losing Ampharos and Hidden Power Ground Luxray.
I would say the only benefit would be for the Lantern Mirror, because you're losing a lot of farm potential, right?
Yeah.
Like with the fact that you're going from a neutral 1-turn damage move to a resisted 2-turn move. So I think there's a lot of like hidden behind the sims here that you're not quite seeing. But again, if they're seeing a lot of Water Gun Lantern, Spark Lantern does sound pretty decent. Although
you
like,
will see a lot
Water
of
Gun Lantern. Water Gun Lantern is not that bad for Spark. Like, it's still playable.
Yeah, it's definitely playable. But you know, gaining Minun and Water Gun Lantern, I feel like is a reasonable price to pay to lose Ampharos and Luxray. And that's not even Shadow Luxray, actually.
Sure. The water gun also will help a lot with the rock throwers.
It will,
right?
but surely you beat those comfortably anyway. Like,
well, I know for sure. Like, let's say with Magnezone, like Magnezone can win the 0-1 shield against Spark Lantern if they shield a bait.
If they shield a bait.
Like, like you tank a. I've seen people play this matchup before. You take a. You can take a. Yeah, you take a Surf. You eat the Surf. You can bait them with a mirror shot, and then land a wild charge, and you literally win the 0-1s. So that's another thing too to keep in mind.
And actually, yeah, that this matchup against Alolan Graveler is suddenly really not that great. You're surviving with 16 HP, so just any sort of chip and you're in trouble. But then again, looks like, what are you, 1 spark away, 2 sparks away from getting to another Surf? So yeah, if you've been chipped, that's a problem, but then if you've got 2 sparks of energy lead, then problem solved. Maybe not. It's still saying you lose at 16 energy. 16 HP. But yeah, that is super close. So, like, and then what about against Garvantula?
Mm-hmm.
530. You do tank an energy ball, which is very encouraging. What are the Fury colors doing? 1% damage each. 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 1% Oh, that's with the 2 sparks of energy. Hang on. Man, that's close.
What, the spark beats
Spark does
Gal?
beat Galv.
But that's assuming they don't lunge.
Yes. But if you call a lunge...
Yeah, I mean, if you call lunge, of course, then that's good for you.
And the energy ball only does 60%, so that's pretty good reason not to shield.
I mean, it's a pretty damaging move.
60%'s manageable. Of course, if you've been chipped in another matchup, that's a different matter. But
Can't
like,
they just farm you down after?
So each Fury Cut is doing 1%, so it would take you... so what's the exact number?
It's doing 1.5%.
I'm looking at rank 1s, I think.
So you want a high attack Gal.
Is there a Fury Cut at breakpoint?
Yes.
Is there actually?
Yep.
Wow. That's a big deal.
So yeah, if you have at least a little bit of attack on your Galv, you'll be doing 3 damage per Fury Cutter. So that's probably pretty important. Probably something you would want to look into for this cup. So you win the ones against Spark now with the Fury Cutter breakpoint.
And you don't even need that different a rank. Like, this is still
no. It's the attack is 135, and that's on a rank 1. 135 minimum, 138 to guarantee, and like this is on like a default one. Like a rank 1 has 135.5. So like this is a rank 54. Would it get it? I don't even know. It says the rank 54 gets it on the rank 1. So like that's a 4, 50, and 15. So that's like reasonable. You're not like giving up that much.
No.
In terms of like bulk, right? And you would probably want your Galvantula to win CMP in the cup where everyone's running Galvantula as well.
Yeah. Good point.
See my Galv. Let me check my Galv here. It's rank 42. The one that I have. It's looks like it's a 213 or 212 13.
Sniper Mike says you need 5 or 6 for the mirrors. Yeah, that will see. I don't like nailing down a number, because then like if everyone has 5 or 6, then suddenly you're back to square one where it's like random again. So then you need like a 6 or 7, and then like everyone's just trying to outdo each other. So like,
okay, so my Galv is a 312 14, the one that I'm using for Great League. It has 137.6 attack. So that one should definitely get the Fury Cutter breakpoint, unless the only way you wouldn't get it with one of these spreads is if they're running like a defensive weighted lantern. So like a 0-15-0 is like a max defense lantern. So if they were running something like that, then you wouldn't get the Fury Cutter breakpoint. So consider running a high defense lantern too if you have it.
As opposed to a high bulk lantern. So like you're making that differentiation, right?
I would say, well, you're just losing HP. So you still have a decent stat product. So if you look at the stat product on this one, it's 2156 compared to the rank 1 is 2178. If you do a max attack, you're down at 209.
Yeah.
So you're basically all you're losing is HP. You're just you're shifting the HP to defense, right?
Yep.
We can just check a matrix real quick and see if that actually like causes you to lose any other matchups. So versus the rank 1 and versus a max defense here. And then you can go to the Electric Cup versus we'll call it defaults. So you pick up Manectric and Dedenne with the high rank one. So I wouldn't say that's really too much to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's also a hidden power ground breakpoint potentially as well with a high defense.
And
but that's on the regular Luxray. I don't think that's
Yeah.
on the Shadow. Oh, the Shadow's not in here, I don't think.
Yeah, they don't
Let me add the
include shadows, I don't think.
Weird. And what is the moveset on that? It's Wild Charge Psychic Fangs?
Yeah.
Or Crunch? Yeah, it doesn't affect the Shadow for the breakpoint.
Take a look at maybe see him Wild Charge next to Crunch. See what that affects.
Second, I'm just seeing here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this is wild. Alolan Graveler can 2-shield its way through the Hisuian Electrode.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty comfortably.
So if they have a high rank Graveler and Ampharos as well, you can pick up a breakpoint on with the high defense Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
So it just looks like high defense Lantern is definitely interesting.
The way to go.
If you have one, because it's gonna help you with the Galv matchup to guarantee that which is probably one of the things that they're gonna be countering Lantern with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's definitely very interesting.
Well, yeah, there's like three Lantern counters, and that's Galv, Electrode, and Hidden Power Ground Luxray. Like, that's it.
I have other Galvs I can build.
Oh, and mine.
Thorn. I have a rank 8 and a rank 3 saved here. I also have a little cup rank 1 Galv saved.
Shows what you know, Thorn.
Yeah. He's just lucky I'm not going to the local challenge next weekend, so we can get round 3. Because we actually battled at both the recent challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Although I feel like the first time we battled, I didn't know him that well. There was a little bit of lag in some of the matches. I think he won fair and square, but I felt like we never actually got to play them out like properly, right? Because there was some like weird like lag and stuff. But in like the third battle, I think, or fourth battle, I don't remember. And then last time I was able to get my revenge versus him. And then so we have like a little rivalry going. We'll see who takes the next one.
When I did how I did in Melbourne, one like annoying little thing that happened was that like everyone got so excited when they beat me, right? And I would always like kind of grit my teeth, like, you know, let them be excited. You know, I'll have my revenge later. But after Thorn gave his performance in Toronto, I kind of got it, because like I wanted to tell people like, I beat that guy in training. I beat that guy in a scrim once. Like, it means absolutely nothing, but I wanted to just like make that boast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
No, I didn't say that. I just said, well, I was just telling some people there, like, like when some of the locals that I know did pretty well, like Thorn, like nobody really knew who he was, right? But yeah. Like I was just like chatting with like Rise and I don't even know who, like just some of the other like Mason, some of the other like experienced people that have been around, but they might like know the like some of the locals in Toronto, right? So I just made a comment like, yeah, he's pretty good. Like I played him a couple times at our local tournaments, clapped them like that one time, no problem. But yeah, so it's good to see some Canadian content. Well, he He's I think it was Colombian. If I probably am gonna. He's recently moved to Canada, so not taking on the Canadian flag yet, but maybe in the future.
So when did you move to Canada, Thorn?
I talked to him about it. I think he said it was like within the last like year or so. Because I think I asked him why he didn't go to the last regional. Wow. Yeah, 5 months ago. So hope you're ready for winter.
And
it's just.
Why did you move?
Because Canada's sick. Like, why wouldn't you want to come here? You know, it's the best country in the world.
That's valid.
Yeah, but it is getting cold though. Holy shit! Like, I woke up for work yesterday morning, and my car was like, there was like ice all over it. Honestly, I thought he was older.
Actually, you know what? That is a phenomenon called I think it's like normalization or something, where like we tend to assume that people are a certain way before we see their face. Like if you talk to someone on the phone that you've never spoken to before, like more often than not, unfortunately, we'll assume that they're white, straight. Make those assumptions, and also assume they would be of a certain age if you can't actually hear them. So like people like Thorn, there'd be a lot of people we're talking to on Discord that are like so much younger or older than what we might assume.
I don't know. I don't even ask people their age. I just assume.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we assume.
No, I'm just saying like, I don't really. I'm just basically saying like, oh yeah, they look like they're old enough to have a beer, possibly, or something. Like. How old do you think I was? I don't know how old you are, so I don't know. Like when you at the very first challenge, were you there with like your family or something? Like I can't remember, but I thought like you had like your brothers or something with you. So like at that point, I thought you were like kind of younger. But then, the more I saw you, I thought you were actually like maybe like in your late, late teens, early 20s possibly, but I don't know. I could be completely off on that.
I will say
I'm really bad at
guessing
quite
young
age
on stream. I was thinking like 16, 17. Like,
dude, I'm really bad at like judging people's age. Like, I mean, not everyone's bald, so it's not always that easy to guess how old people are.
Just checking out the Lantern and Rock Boy matchups.
Yeah, I think it's basically. I think we're basically done here.
Yeah,
I mean, you can
much.
throw rocks if you want. Dedenne, the only other pick that looked kind of interesting maybe was like Dedenne, because like it seems like you do beat a lot of the electric types pretty well. Not pretty well, but you handle them like you have that play rough, right? So
problem is it's like I've described Dedenne
this is
as
tackle
one of those
Dedenne. What the fuck?
Tackle, wow.
I didn't even know Dedenne had tackle.
With 3 rock throws of energy, in fact, I think with 3 rock throws of energy, you can win against Lantern with a shield advantage.
Yo, so Thundershock Dedenne looks horrible. Just for the record.
I could have told you that.
I thought like play rough, like you're dealing a lot of neutral damage. You're getting there quickly, right? Like,
but I imagine most things you'd need 2 play roughs, and you can't farm anything down.
Yeah, I guess tackle if you want to get spicy, you could run that tackle Dedenne.
But then like tackle's taking so long to get to the play rough.
I mean, 20 turns. It's the same as like a Moon Blast on like Tapu Fini.
Is for all those Tapu Fini in this cup.
I'm just saying maybe it's like a relatable pacing for people, right?
I don't think it applies in this cup. I think the situation's too
I'm
different.
giving people an example so they know the pacing.
It's a bad example.
It's not a bad example. It paces slightly slower than Lantern to Thunderbolt. Is that what you want me to say?
with the glassiness of Dedenne, you either need to get there quicker with the Thundershock and then you don't have the ability to farm anything down, so you need 2 anyway, or you use Tackle and you don't get to the play rough in any way quick enough.
Okay,
don't use Dedenne.
I'm not going to use Dedenne, I'm just saying.
Don't use Dedenne, Lyle.
I might try it, maybe.
Don't do it.
You won't be invited back. Okay, good. Well, I'll be back in like another like 3 weeks or some shit like this.
Well, this is the last one for this season, so we're not going to do another one of these until the new season's cups are announced.
Bro, we barely had any of these this season because there's been like
all 2 weeks.
All 2 weeks, and then we had like rehash of like old cups. We could do one for Catch Cup.
No, thank you. It would be funny if you did. Just use Dedenne, climb to number 1.
Did you see the video Blob posted the other day on X or whatever?
No.
Of the spicy team he was running in Halloween Cup. It was Poniard lead, okay?
Yep.
So not the spiciest. And then in the back he had Dino and Drifloon. Shadow Drifloon.
Shadow Drifloon.
He has a hundo Shadow. Drifloon. He has 100% Shadow Drifloon that he maxed out for Great League.
That is disgusting.
Yeah. And the Dino. Literally, it's like 1200 CP.
Oh, the Dino as well. Dino. Wireless.
Yeah, Dino.
Man, that... Who'd you say it was? Blob.
Blob,
you're a horrible person.
Look at 1200 CP Dino gets to. With Best Buddy 1214.
Oh, so, I mean, where could those resources have gone?
I think the Drifloon is actually kind of cool. Like, it gets to 1353. So if you Best Buddy it, it gets to 1369, and it has a stat product of close to 1700, which is like respectable, right? Just unfortunate that they didn't give it Mystical Fire. They only gave it to Drifblim, so maybe they'll buff Drifloon in the future.
Well, Icy Wind has its uses as well.
Imagine they buffed Drifloon for Little Cup, like actual better cannon for Bronzer, Tackle Bronzer with Mystical Fire.
Yeah.
Like that thing would actually destroy Bronzer.
Yeah, it would create a little more play there.
Yeah, so we really appreciate you guys being here. I guess this is our last one for the season, Sag. Unless I can convince Fish to do one for Catch Cup. So you will have to let us know.
You don't actually want that, do you? It's just open Great League.
No, it's whatever people caught this season, right? So
which could be anything in Open Great League. You know how many Metachan I've caught this season? I don't know the answer to that.
Actually, I built a Metacham this season. It's funny that you mentioned that.
Metacham. I've literally caught and built one thing this season, and that is Charger Bug.
When did this season start?
September.
In September? Okay, I caught a Metacham on the 10th of September.
What I will say, tends to be a lot of community day Pokemon in these catch cups. So we've had Charger Bug, and we're gonna have Clodsire. So bring your Swampert, people, or your Quagsires, I guess. You'd have a lot of bases to cover. Oh, I don't know if I wanna. I don't know if I wanted to. Well, I do know. I don't want to do that. I think that is time I could use more productively.
Looks like I have 2 Pokemon that I've actually powered up.
Ninja, that's the other one. Yes.
One is a Medicham, and the other is a Houndstone.
Good question, Ronnie.
I was running a very toxic team in the before everyone leaves, just one final plug. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, if anyone's interested in watching me do some battles on GBLA, don't forget to check that out.
When's that?
Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, so you'll be probably
Fast
sleeping.
asleep, yes.
But maybe you have insomnia and you wake up in the middle of the night and you have nothing to do, and
Maybe.
you think, I will want to watch Lyle clap people in GBLA. So, or you can watch can watch the VOD if they're not available during that time point. So,
all right. So, I think we're gonna raid Final Boss AJ.
sure. I also have a Shadow Gligar I could build for the Catch Cup.
Charger,
Unfortunately,
Conk, and the size. Yeah, Conk, that's it.
Oh,
yeah.
there's going to be a lot of Carbink in the Catch Cup.
There will be so much, yeah. So another reason to bring Swampert / Quagsire. I mean, so Swampert beats all of those. It beats Quagsire, it beats Clodsire, it beats Carbink, and it beats Chargerbug.
This Carbink might be eligible for the Catch Cup. It's going to be super close to the edge. It was caught on the first day of September. So, but in the Great League. So that means I think it was after league rotation. Good night. Thank you for coming.
Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. I've started doing that every. That used to be a we used to have a show in Australia called Young Talent Time. It was way before I was born, but they used to close every night with like back when they used to do these campy things. They would close every show with the host and all the people on the show singing that song by the Beatles. And so now, for some reason, that's stuck in my head, and I keep ending streams by singing it.
I was like humming another Beatles song earlier today.
Really? 7,
but I couldn't
6,
remember which one it was.
5, 4. She Loves You. Saw her standing there.
No. It was. I think it was off of Sgt. Pepper's. I think.